Hi, I am Lindsay Alexander, one of the coaches on the team, and I am really excited to talk to you today about how to run an amazing challenge group and the importance of doing so. So first off, you have to think about, why do customers come to us? They come to us for camaraderie, for one-on-one coaching, encouragement, recognition. Maybe they don't want to be alone in this process and they can't do it on their own. So you have to keep those things in mind, throughout the challenge group, so that you really recognize those things and really encourage them. Some of the types of challenge groups that we run, the obvious ones would be just a traditional 21-day fix, PIO, but really keep in mind what the promotion of the month is. I've had a lot of success, taking a look at what that is and really focusing my next challenge group on that. For example, when the 3-day refresh in Shakeology included the Beachbody on Demand for a month, we created a Beachbody on Demand and Shakeology challenge group along with a 3-day refresh, where the first 3 days of the month, or the last 3 days of the month, everyone did the 3-day refresh, and we also got all the coaches involved. So it was really fun. Everyone really posted daily about what their favorite workouts were. They tried different things. We made recommendations based upon kind of some of our favorite workouts. Plus, it just got them used to the accountability. So that one was really successful, and it's actually still going on right now. Don't forget about some of the free challenge groups. Do not discount those. One of my absolute favorite, it's not actually free, but it's the Shakeology. It would be a 1 week of clean eating and Shakeology challenge group. And I think one of the good things about this is Shakeology is obviously the bread and butter of our business. So letting somebody have a sample or a trial of for a week, it really gives them the idea of what it's going to taste like. It lets them try out all the different flavors. It ships directly to their house, so that's really simple as well. And you just provide them with all the meal planning, the accountability. I would throw in something about Shakeology every single day, what it does for them. By the end, ask them to start telling you what they love about Shakeology. But from those groups, I typically get, a purchase or two, like a challenge pack or two the following month. So, one of my plans is actually to run one the first week right after New Year's. Try and get people, when they've made that New Year's resolution, maybe they're not ready to commit to the $130 a month or another challenge pack. And, that's something that I really love. Also, I try and do a free challenge every other month. So whether it's abs, booty, we've done, I love Chrissy Stump recently did a planks and thanks. I loved that idea. We're doing a skinny jeans for November challenge group. And for me, the more people that you can get in these groups, the better. And what happens is, if you've got 130 people and everyone's posting daily, they really get an idea of what the accountability is like. And, they get an idea of what you are, as a coach. So anyways, I typically, like I said, I get 1 or 2 challenge pack sales from, every free group that I do. So don't discount those free groups. I think, one of the goals should be, or one of the rules for your challenge group is, if you are going to run a free one, the challengers must sign up as a free customer. That is a non-negotiable for me and my team. I know myself and other coaches have been burned too many times by, I'll just let my friend in, I know they'll buy from me eventually. And I'm telling you, more than once, they've gone on and they've bought from another coach after doing my free challenge, and then they've become a coach. So it kind of gives you a little burn when that happens. So if they've signed up as a coach under you, it's going to be much harder for them to make that change. If they're going to go ahead and order something, automatically you're going to show up as their coach. So, make sure that that's something that you really pay close attention to. Coaches also, you really need to be following up with your challengers, every 2 to 3 days. And I think in the beginning, it might be even more often. Make sure that they have a good experience. They might not love Shakeology. Sometimes it takes that perfect recipe before somebody really loves it. I didn't love it my first day, but I can tell you by week 2, I was obsessed and trying to figure out how I was going to pay for it for the rest of my life. So just make sure that you're touching base with them frequently, seeing where their struggles are, especially, sometimes we do have some introverts or quieter people who don't love posting on Facebook. So those are the people you're going to want to, pay extra close attention to. And maybe it's better to give them a call or even, touch base with them through text, whatever you're most comfortable with. Don't turn down customers that are not on social media. That was one thing I kind of shied away from in the beginning. I thought, gosh, that's going to be so much work. Why aren't they on Facebook? But I can tell you, I had such a great experience with a customer. She's not on Facebook. She came to me with a group of friends. They were all going to be doing the challenge. And she was asking, how am I going to get the same support, when I'm not on Facebook? And what I did was I took a snapshot of my morning motivation and, the 5 posts from the previous day. And each morning I would snapshot that and, email it to her, and I would say morning motivation, and I would, send all those. And by the end, even when everyone was sharing their results, I also shared her results, and everyone cheered her on. And I sent her a copy of that, and she was so appreciative. And I can tell you, because we had that daily interaction, it was probably one of the better experiences I've had with my challengers. So don't discount people who aren't on social media. Find another way to connect with them. New coaches, I would really try and focus on one challenge group. Don't get overwhelmed. I know in the beginning I was very overwhelmed, and I thought, gosh, I'm going through all these trainings, and how do I do all this? I would focus on one. Don't sacrifice the quality for quantity, for more, sales pack or challenge pack sales. I think that, if you have a good experience, with your challengers, you're going to be better off by just doing one. And then when you're ready, you can start moving on to maybe, I like to at least do 2 challenge groups a month. That gives me 2 chances to hit Success Club. And I like to try and do 1 free or a weekly, challenge of some sort, either every month or every other month, kind of depending on what else is going on in the trainings. Your goals for your challenge group, your goal is to get your challengers to, number 1, have awesome results. And that they're going to get that by you following up, staying on top of them, making sure they're doing their workouts, and that they're following the nutrition plan. But secondly, you also want your challengers to interact as they would, as a coach would. Get them involved, ask them, oh, it's Flex Friday, post your picture below, get them to share their favorite recipe, get them, here's why I love Shakeology, tell me what you love about Shakeology, or say, here's my favorite Shakeology recipe, share with the team below what your favorite recipe is. The more that these challengers are posting, think about it, they're posting as if a coach would. It makes your conversation so much easier to go back and say, hey, listen, Samantha, I love your, oh gosh, what am I trying to say? You've done such a great job, motivating the team, and then the next week, have you ever thought about coaching? You're so motivating. I love, you're so inspiring to the other challengers. It just makes those conversations so much easier if you've kind of already had them, doing what a coach does, without them even knowing. It's important to set the expectations of the challenge group. I didn't do this for a long time, and I would get frustrated, especially sometimes I would have, either a really small group or a really big group, and no one was posting, couldn't get people to follow up. I think if I created my own little post that goes into the first day, and it says challenge group expectations. Number 1, support your fellow challengers, cheer them on. Number 2, check in daily with your coach and post regularly. So I think that that's helped a lot by letting them know what my expectations are, and make sure that you are following your own expectations. Lead by example. Make sure that you're posting frequently. Make sure that you're sharing with them, what your daily accountability was. What was your workout of the day, and what were your breakfast, AM snack, lunch, PM snack, dinner. I like to do that a lot because it also gives them ideas of like meal plans. They want to know what you're eating. You've had great results, and so I think that's helpful. I actually have a group right now that's so large that it was getting overwhelming on our Facebook, on the news feed of the group, that I started creating an accountability post, like just one image. It says accountability day 1, post here, so that everyone posts in the comment section below. Those who want to. Some might not, but if somebody wants to see the accountability, maybe those really interactive 15 people, will post in that strand, and then everyone else can kind of scroll through if that's not something that they want to read, and it doesn't clog up your groups. And, maybe some of your morning motivation stuff might get lost in the shuffle if you've got 15 different people posting different places that they had eggs in the morning or whatever. Keep the challenge groups fun, maybe you want to do like a, stat Saturday, where everyone shares their favorite non-scale victory. That's one of my favorites because, like I said in the beginning, people want to be recognized. Let them tell you that they've lost 3 pounds or 2 inches in their waist and their pants are too big. That's something that you can then go on and celebrate. That's something that maybe they'll let you share on your own wall. So once you get to hear from them what's going on, that's helpful. Keep it fun. Maybe it's Flex Friday or Sip It Saturday, and they're sharing, their favorite Shakeology recipe. Just the more you can do to keep it interactive where they are sharing with you, the easier it's going to be when you have that, convert to coach conversation. The focus of every challenge group should always be on how you can add value and Shakeology. They came to you for a reason. So make sure that you are providing them with what you've said that you're going to, support, accountability, encouragement. Most of mine really want extra recipes. They want to know what I'm eating to get good results. And so I created a 10-page document with, 10 to 15 recipes per per lunch, per dinner, per breakfast, that sort of thing. And then that's something I post in my file section, and they can go back and look at if they're looking for, a Thursday night dinner for their family. Create some easy things too. A lot of people are busy and, really struggle to get time to work out and meal planning. So make sure you provide some, even crock pot recipes. Those are always great. Even Shakeology. Our team put together a Shakeology recipe where we put 5 of our favorite recipes for every single flavor, and that's something posted to the file section of our challenge groups as well. Also, lastly, run challenge groups with friends. Maybe you are, you've got your son's on baseball and there's a bunch of baseball moms. Maybe you want to try and get a group of them to do it together, or maybe you still connect with a bunch of friends from high school. That's really how I started out, was getting all of my friends in one group together, and it was so much fun, and it brought us back together, as fit friends, and that group kind of still continues on today, and that's how I reconnected with a lot of old friends. If customers aren't ready to buy, don't discount them. Make sure that you include them in one of your team accountability groups. That's always helpful because they get a glimpse of what your accountability is all about. So those are just some of my tips on how to run a great challenge group. And, just keep in mind that we're in a business that only thrives when our challengers get amazing results from coaches like you. So good luck. Thanks.